Hi everybody and welcome to this week's vlog. This week I'm going to be talking about my normal routine at RCS. The last couple of weeks of the term weren't what I would say is normal, as in when we don't have a production. This one's going to be a explanatory video of what I do normally. What lessons I have and things like that when I don't have a show on. We have several different types of lessons at RCS, and for singers we have some ones that are especially for us. So we have language classes each week. We have French, German and Italian, but this year it changed slightly. They did what they call a German intensive week. So we had 2 weeks where we just had German, and I'm not sure whether that worked out better for me, because I think it was partially good because we were concentrating solely on that and I learnt a lot, but also we've had nothing since, so it's hard to keep on top of it, to remember everything that you're meant to remember. It's quite hard. But it was okay. And then we have French and Italian each week, so that's good. We also have repertoire classes. So for those who don't know what repertoire is, that's like that's the music, so the actual like songs. And so we have one in each language. So we get coached specifically on how to sing that kind of repertoire, because each one differs. And they have different styles, different ways of performing, so it's good to get that knowledge passed on from our lecturers. We also have acting class, and the point of this and the point of the language classes is because we sing in languages so often and the audience don't know what we're singing, because not everyone speaks German. It's important that we have these acting classes and these language classes so that one, we understand what we're singing, and two, we can show it without actually saying in English what we mean. So through our facial expressions, through our body movements, and what we do with the music, we can show what it means. So it's important that we have all of these classes so that we can build up to that, so that we can show the music off to its full potential. We also have what they call physical performance, which at the start of last year it was yoga and getting to know your body and how it moves, and then this year we've been learning some dancing, so we've learned how to waltz, and I think we're going to be doing some ballet maybe at some point, I've heard. It'll help us down the line if we go into performance on stage. So if we get into a situation where we've got a choreographer and we need to know how to waltz for a certain scene, we've already learned the basics so that it will be easier for us when we actually get to doing it. We also have a performance class, which can be anything, we can take anything, and that is just for general critique, I would say. So we get a different point of view, which is also important. It's a necessary thing because we have to have these mix of opinions so that we can listen to each one and decide which one really works for us, and then we can apply it to our singing so that we can better our performances. So it's a good thing that we get these different opportunities to hear different opinions. This year we also had an audition class, which helps us with scenarios that we'll get in the audition room. As a singer, we're going to have to audition if we want anything. People need to hear us. It's the same with acting, it's the same with dancing. You have to audition to get things. And so an audition class is really useful to help us actually get a grip with how auditions can go, what the situation can be, how intense it can be, and it was good to have the different scenarios. If you get in there and there's a music stand in the way where you want to stand, some people might panic and change what they would normally do. And those classes helped us to overcome those and not let it put us off. We also have 2 singing lessons a week, and these are 100% the most important lesson of the week, because this is where you learn your technique, this is where you improve your technique, and it's one-to-one. You know, your teacher really works with you and develops your style, and gives you advice, and they are so beneficial. And especially for a singer, even if you're an experienced singer singing at the Met, you still have to have coaching, you still have to have training. And we also have a coaching, and that's also necessary. Again, another opinion, instead of working on technique too much, they work more on style, help you with the language, help you with the piece itself, help you with learning it. So it's all about you developing as a performer and as a singer. And really, the second most important thing is practice. And you have to practice each day. There's different ways of practicing. There's the actual singing, there's doing your scales, but then there's also listening. Listening can be very beneficial, but it can also be detrimental if you try and imitate what you're hearing. So it's a bit of a sword, really, for a double-edged sword. But I find it quite helpful in the memorisation stages, and also with certain pronunciations. If I'm struggling with a certain word and there's nobody there to help me, I have to listen to try and mimic that sound and to get what it really, really sounds like. Also, I find just sitting and reading it and imagining it in my head and imagining how it feels also helps, whether you're actually singing it or not. Sometimes you can overdo it and hurt your voice by straining it a bit too much if you over practice. So that's a good way, along with listening to other people, it's a good way of just processing the music. Again, remembering, it's quite a good tool to have if you can really get the melody in your head and then sit and listening to it and mouthing the words, getting the rhythms. You know, practice is just, in fact, it might be the most important thing, actually. Although I think you learn more from your teachers instead of learning more from practicing. You are practicing what you're being taught, so therefore, really, your teacher's the most important thing. So the next couple of vlogs are going to be from home, which is where I am, because I've broken up for Easter. So they're going to be from here, going to be bits that I've done here, and it's just going to be my time at home. So if you like this video and you want to know more about singing, do comment below, and please like and subscribe, and I shall see you soon.